See You at the Top by Zig Ziglar. Chapter 4 Reaching Your Goals. Segment 4 Goals. What is this chapter about? Chapter 1 Approved goals are necessary. Chapter 2 describes what real goals look like. Chapter 3 shows us exactly how to set them. Now Chapter 4 answers the final and most urgent question of this entire segment. How do you actually reach your goals? Because here is the painful truth that Ziglar addresses honestly. At the very beginning of this chapter, millions of people have set goals and never reached them. They wrote them down, they read them daily, they felt inspired and motivated for a while, and then life happened. Obstacles appeared, motivated faded, and the goals quietly died. Why does this happen? And more important, how do you make sure it does not happen to you? This chapter is Ziglar's complete answer. The gap between setting and reaching. Ziglar begins by acknowledging something very important. There is a significant difference between setting a goal and reaching one. Setting a goal takes an afternoon, a notebook, a quiet moment of honest reflection, and bold imagination. Reaching a goal takes something completely different. It takes sustained effort over time. It takes discipline. On the days you do not feel motivated, it takes courage when obstacles appear. It takes flexibility when the path must change. It takes patience when progress feels invisible. Most people are responsibly good at setting goals, very few are truly skilled at reaching them. This chapter teaches you the skills that the few possess and makes them available to everyone. Principle 1. Pay the price willingly. Every goal has a price, not just in money but in time, energy, sacrifice, discipline, and delayed uh, gratification. Ziglar says, one of the most important questions you must ask yourself honestly before pursuing any goal is, am I truly willing to pay this price? Not theoretically willing, not willing in the excitement of the moment, but genuinely, consistently on the difficult days willing. Because the price of a goal is not paid once, it is paid every single day in small choices, small sacrifices, and small acts of discipline that accumulate our weeks and months into something extraordinary. The person who reaches their goals is not always the most talented or the most intelligent. They are almost always the person who is most willing to consistently pay the price. Long after the entail excitement had faded. Ziglar says you should look at your goals honestly and ask, what will this cost me daily? What will I need to give up? What habits must I build? What comforts must I release? If you can answer those questions honestly and still say yes, then you're ready to pursue the goal with a genuine commitment. Principle 2. Develop a plan of action. A goal without a plan is still just a wish with a deadline. Ziglar says that once your goal is clearly set, the very next step is to develop a specific writing plan of actions, a roadmap that brings the journey from where you are now to where you want to be into clear, manageable, sequential steps. He recommends working backwards from the goal, start at the destination and ask, what must happen immediately before I reach this goal? And before that, and before that. Keep working backward until you arrive at the very first step as the thing you can do today. This backwards planning does something powerful. It turns an overwhelming destination into a clear and immediate next action. And the moment you have a clear next action, the goal stops being a dream and starts being a project. A project get done. Dreams only get wished for. Principle 3. Manage your time ruthlessly. Ziglar says one of the primary reasons people fail to reach their goals is not lack of ability or lack of desire. It is poor time management. Every person on earth has exactly the same number of hours in a day. The person who not the person who reaches their goals and the person who does not, they both have 24 hours. The difference is entirely in how those hours are used. Ziglar introduced the concept of prime time, the hours of the day when you are mentally sharpest, most focused, and most productive. For most people, this is the morning. Through it varies. He said, your prime time must be protected fiercely and dedicated to your most important goal related activities. Not emails, not social conversation, not minor tasks that feel productive but move you nowhere significant. Your best hours must go to your most important work. He also talks about the danger of time thieves, activities that consume hours without producing meaningful progress, excessive television, aimless social media, long conversation about nothing, unnecessary meetings. Ziglar does not say you must eliminate all enjoyment and the rest of your life. Rest is essential. It is part of the price you pay to sustain high performance, but the hours you have for goals directed for work must be taken seriously and protected deliberately. Principle 4. Expect and prepare for obstacles. Ziglar is wonderful, honest about something that many motivational teachers skip over entirely. The path to every worthy goal is filled with obstacles. Not might be, not something is, not sometimes is, always is. Anyone who tells you otherwise is either lying or has never pushed anything truly significant. Obstacles are not a sign that you choose the wrong goal or that you are not capable. They are simply an inevitable part of the journey. Ziglar says the difference between people who reach their goals and people who do not is not that the successful ones faced favor obstacles, it is that they expected obstacles properly prepared for them mentally and refused to let them become permanent stopping points. He encourages a practice of obstacles mapping. Before you begin pursuing a goal, sit down and honestly ask, what are the most likely obstacles I will face? Who or what might slow me down? What internal weakness might work against me? What external circumstance could create difficulty? Then, for each obstacle, development a simple response plan. Not a perfect solution, just a direction. If this happens, I will do this. This preparation does something remarkable. When new obstacles actually appear, and it will, you are not blindsided, you are not devastated. You have already thought this about this moment. You already have a response ready. Preparation turns obstacles from walls into steps.